My kin, my clan, my family, viewers. It's been a pretty hectic since my last video. I know I promised to do this video about a week ago, but the problem that I'm finding is there's a bar literally right across the street from me, and it's rare that they're not playing music now, being that it is Sunday, and normally I like to do my videos on a Sunday because I have more time to do so. But thank the gods, today they're kind of quiet. Knock on wood, they'll let me actually do my video without a problem. And also another thing, the lighting here, in this house, it's not like the lighting back in the States. So I kind of find it hard to try to record something at night because it's just, the lighting sucks. And you could barely see my face, let alone what I'm actually trying to demonstrate for you. But, with all that being said, today I plan on doing a binding spell, a love binding spell. Love binding, even though, I've said this plenty of times, I don't believe in love bindings. I don't believe in love spells. I have my trusty, dearest foot that I don't leave anywhere without. But I'm not a fan of those because I have my strong belief in that is it does not work. There is no such thing as a love spell. Lust spells, those yes. I truly believe that you can influence an individual to be lustful for you. To be craving your flesh in the sexual sense. And with that, they leave room for the possibility of love happening naturally. If not, they'll just be there for sex. So, a lot of times, them clients say, well, why do you call this spell a love binding? Well, because, I get paid lovely to do this spell. So sometimes it's about marketing. It's about marketing. So I tend to say it's a love spell, but I always break it down to the individual, and also I always, as a responsible witch that I am, I don't recommend this spell. I don't recommend this spell only because with any type of love spell or lust spell, there's always some type of side effects. And the side effects can be the individual can turn into being a douchebag. You can find yourself being in a relationship where it's abusive. You can find yourself in a relationship where he is just all about you, where he becomes obsessive, compulsive, where he becomes overprotective, where he becomes jealous, where he becomes too dominant and too aggressive to the point where you're not even able to have girlfriends or guy friends, or even in the situation where you can go hang out with your mother because they'll probably think, and this works, this spell works for men and women, so it's just, I don't recommend this, I've done this before because I've tested this spell out on my relationships. I created this spell last year here in this country where I had the time for creative juices to really, allow me to, venture out and see, what I can do. And I did this, and I did it on a friend of mine. So, well, something like whatever you want to call it. And oh my God, I wasn't even, interested in him sexually, let alone, wanting to be in a relationship with him. But, again, I had to test it out, and I'm a dark pagan, so I could give two flying whats for being, for tampering with someone's free will. Whatever. I wanted to know if my spell worked. And it did. Unfortunately, it worked a little too good. Because, again, it went from a phone call, here and there every 3 days to calling me every day, 15 to 25 times. One day I had 25 missed calls and text messages, and this was an everyday thing, and he was just showing up at my door unannounced, and I had to tell my cousin, tell him I'm sleeping, tell him I'm not here, I don't want to see him, and it just got so bad that, I just avoided him because, he would leave a message that, he wants to see me, he wants to get drunk with me, he wants to sleep over, and I was like, no, honey, you're not sleeping over, no. And I just got I got so scared that I felt he may try to force himself on me. Now, I'm a big girl, but this was a military man from this country. So I was like, well, you know what? I had to somehow break the spell. I broke the spell, and then it just got to the point where, unfortunately, because I broke the spell and I left the country because I had to go back, to see my clients back in the States. I come back now. He's still adamant that he wants to see me and he wants to spend the night and blah blah, but his life has gotten to shit. Excuse my language. So again, I warn all you people out there who are going to attempt this spell. Please be careful. Think twice. Think thrice. Think long and hard before you actually decide to continue on with the spell. Because again, you're messing with someone's free will, and you never know. What can happen. Another reason why I don't really like to do these type of spells is, let's keep it real. I'm sending a spirit to this man to attract them to come to me. So it's not that he wants to be with me, it's because of the spirit that I sent to him to come to me to sleep with me. And then let's say I'm okay with it, and I went along with it with the military man. Well, and in the hour of the hour that we would go to bed together, I'm not going to be sleeping intimately, with this guy. In fact, I'm going to be sleeping with the spirit that I sent to this guy. And do I want, I guess the spirit knows exactly what I want, and it might be a good time, but again, I like to inform the viewers and inform my clients and my clan members, everything that, other witches may not tell you. But yes, darling, it's a spirit that I'm sending, and it's the spirit that's going to be sleeping with you, and, you could see it behind their eyes, that there's something there behind their eyes, and hey, it is what it is. If you're comfortable with it, I'm a big girl, if I would do it if I wanted to do it, but it's a fairly easy spell on top of that. What do you need? You need either 2 image candles, male and female, male and male, female and female, depending on the situation of the thing. So you'll need 2 candles. I'm going to use these stick candles, okay? And you write your name and the individual's names on both candles. You're going to need your hair, okay? Now for the women, if you have long hair, literally, I just cleaned my brush and I just ripped all the hair off, okay? And what you're going to do, and so you need your hair, because this is what you're going to use to bind the spell. If your guy has some long hair, then hey, maybe you could go to his brush and take some of his hair off and intertwine it with yours. That works best. If you find yourself having, for the guys that want to do this, you could just use ribbon. I would use a red and yellow ribbon. I used brown and red for this just because I ran out of a yellow stick candles, but this is brown is good for stability anyways, and I normally like to use red and yellow because yellow represents happiness and red is fire and passion, but in this case I'm going to be using brown for stability. It's going to work the same because at the end of the day it's the intent of the witch. You're going to need a nice bowl, glass bowl, must be glass, must be clear through, no plastic. You're going to need some milk. About half a, you see this is a very small cup, about half a cup. The herbs that you're going to need are, you're going to need star anise, you're going to need cinnamon, you're going to need star anise, cinnamon, sweet cloves, okay, nutmeg. Nutmeg is the principal thing that you're going to need for this. So a good vanilla extract and honey. So I already did this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the milk and you're gonna boil. You're gonna put it in your saucepan or in your pot or whatever. You're going to add the herbs. You're going to add the honey. You're going to add the vanilla. You're just gonna bring it up. Once you see it boil, you'll take it off the flame because you might scorch it. Let it cool. Okay, and you set it to the side. And you're going to need a sweet scent oil. That is to scent this. You'll see what I'm about to do in a second. And you'll need the actual enchantment that I use, which is in Latin. And a viewer of mine and a friend of mine, she's a great friend. Shout out to Miss Sage. She runs a group on Facebook, and she made me one of the admins. No, she's a peach. She said for me to it'll be a great idea and helpful for all you viewers to actually write down the ingredients and the enchantments in the description box, because it's kind of hard to understand me because I tend to go pretty fast. So I do apologize for that. And she also told me to go back to the other videos if I can to do so. And I promise that not for all of the videos, but for the ones that are really detailed, I'll try my best to write all that stuff in the description box. I'll go back and do that, seeing that I do have some time here. Now, one thing that I do want to say, or that I do want to add on, in this, well, not this specific spell, because I just finished doing about like 4 of these same exact spells for some clients and some stuff. One of the things that you must need. I'm getting close here. I'm sitting up straight because I'm business here. If you're a woman trying to bind your man, the best thing that you need is his cum or semen. How the hell am I going to do that? Well, if I hope you're using condoms, because obviously he's not your man. It was probably just a hookup, or one night stand type of thing. Obviously, the condom, you take the condom and act like you threw it away, or act like you flushed it down the toilet, put it in your medicine cabinet, honey, put it in your purse if you're in his house. That's the best thing that you need, is his cum. If not, then there's more than one way to skin a cat. You're out eating, or you invite him over to dinner or something, and the napkin that he uses to wipe his mouth or sweat or on his face, you keep. Because that, you'll just burn that piece of paper and add that and dress it into the candle. But the cum, you actually put it in the milk, okay? And if not, then hair. You need some type of DNA from the individual, okay? Now. We're going to get started, so I'm going to take my ring off. So what you do is you start prepping the hair, and you're mad at, like, if you ever seen videos on how in the old school they used to do, the balls of yarn. Well, this is what they do, right? And then you see it's already starting to get long, once you do that, and then you get some of this oil. Now, people ask me, well, why do you use your hair? Aren't you afraid? I'm a witch. And for me is, what better thing to bind someone, whether it's for good or for bad, than your own hair? That is your strength. That is your energy. That is everything. And you see, I'm just twisting it here just to, But yeah, sometimes what I even like to do, because I'm a paranoid witch, and if I do my own hair, I don't make sure I don't throw my hair out. I collect my hair. If I'm in the salon and they're going to do a trim on my hair, then guess what? I tell them, sweep the floor before you're going to tend to me, and whatever hair falls out, you make sure you give that to me, and I'm going to take that with me. And, I have no shade and tell them I am a witch, and, I'm paranoid, and it's bad luck for my hair to be thrown out in the garbage, and just give me my hair. And, most of the time, they'll be okay, they'll look at you weird, but if you give them a good tip, honey, they'll just shut up and do what you ask, because at the end of the day, money makes the world go around. I love that song from Cabaret with Liza Minnelli. Money makes the world go around. Okay, so yeah, so as I was saying, sometimes what I like to do, I take my hair, And if I feel that there's like some type of negative energy in my house, and I just really don't want to do anything with sage or to burn anything, you know, so heavy, then literally what I do is I burn my hair and I smudge the place out with my own hair. You know, of course, it's just gonna smell like burning hair for some people, but you know, I'll take some oils and I'll just do as I did here. I won't like do a string, but you know, I'll just add some oils in my hand and make a nice little big ball and put it on a bowl or a cedar, and I'll literally just go start smudging the place out with my hair and get rid of all the negative energy, of course with prayer, but nothing goes to waste in the craft, honey. You know, you could burn dog hair for certain spells, why can't you burn your own hair, you know? So anyway, so as you see, it's pretty strong. You have your hair, okay? Now what you do is, you take the candles and, you know, I'm just demonstrating this. I'm not actually going to do the spell because I'm just, you know, I already done it for some clients. But you're going to take these 2 candles, again, your name written full, his name written full on both candles. You don't really have to draw any extra symbols on this if you want. Unless if you want to do our little hearts, hey, the more the merrier. So what you do, around the waist, which is midway, you're going to take, you know, okay, so you can see I go behind, so you don't really, trying to make sure that you see it. Okay, see, I like to do it like intertwine it, like weave it in the center and out in the shape of an 8. Why an 8? And why I do it this way is because an 8, see, it's kind of, you know, stuck together. And if you see closely, which I doubt it, you know, you see it's there, and it's kind of, you know, it's just, you know, woven into an 8. Why? Because the symbol 8 is the symbol for eternity, and you want this to last, you know, hopefully, if he's the one and you're taking the time to actually bind someone, I would hope that you want this individual to be with you for as long as possible. So you do eternity. They sign for eternity. You melt the bottom so it could be sturdy here in the center. Okay. Now you're going to take your concoction that you made. Right? The herbs are still in here. So what you're going to do, you're going to take all the gunk out. See all the gunk. And you're just going to put it around this candle, or the candles. Okay, make sure it goes all around. Okay. You're going to concentrate, you're going to meditate, you're going to raise your own energy. I've mentioned this before. Raising your own energy is crucial because that is how you're going to send this spell forward. Okay? So at this point, what I like to do is I invoke. Okay? Now the 2 deities that I will be using for this is the goddess Ishtar, because she is the goddess of love and war, but she's the goddess. She'll protect the relationship, but she'll bring the relationship to you. And the deity Lilitu, or the demon Lilith. In Babylonian times, she is known as Lilitu. So why her? Because she's a succubus, and again, you're trying to send this sexual energy out there to bring and to attract this individual. So, you know, you can simply say, I call upon, you know, and I use the 4 winds. I'm sorry, I also use the 4 winds to allow this spell to push. So, you know, you could just, you know, whether it's in Latin or in English or in Spanish or in your own native tongue, you just call, you know, I call upon the ancient gods, hear me, say your full name. I call on the goddess Ishtar to come aid me, to make this man come to me. May he lust for me, may he fall in love with me, may he yearn for me. On the deity Lilitu, may you go to him, make his loins burn for me, make him yearn for my flesh, let him constantly think about me. Let the 4 winds send this spell forward to where it needs to be. Okay, now that's one part of the incantation. Then you light the candle. You take the milk with hopefully his come inside. You drink the milk and you say, as I drink this, I take him into me so that I can dominate him. Okay? Because that's the whole point. You're trying to dominate this man. And you drink, go. Okay? Now, a quick side note. I would do this whether, especially if you have kidney issues. Drink lots and lots and lots of water. Afterwards, cranberry juice, because nutmeg, it tends to be a little bit pungent. You get high off of it. But, when I did it, the next day I woke up with my kidneys shot. Like I wasn't in pain, but I was in discomfort. So I had to drink a lot of water, cranberry juice, and a couple of days later I drank a beer just to, clean my kidneys out. But, make sure you do that. The next thing you want to do, which is the actual incantation. Okay, I'm going to say it in English so you have an idea. I mean, honestly, I really would like, if you're going to do this spell, and if you want this spell to actually work for you, I would really appreciate it if you do it in Latin. Because if you do it in English and it doesn't work, it's because you ain't doing it in Latin. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it, okay? But I really want you to do it in Latin because for some reason, somebody did it in English and it just didn't work out. And as soon as they did it in Latin, boom, the next day, they saw some type of effect. But in English, the actual incantation or poem or, the wording stuff is, my eyes are within your eyes, my mind within your mind. Let your body crave my body. Let your heart call out my name. As you sleep, let the moon cast my will on you. As you wake, let the sun warm your passion towards me. Think, speak, eat, walk, sleep only with me in your mind. Come to me. Person's name, come to me. So, in this case, once it's lit, you have your bell. I have one of my bells. You can use your own bell. I have this bell, and I have this bell, and I have an actual singing bell. But, you do the spell, and you say, in conspectu meo, tua sunt in conspectu, I got sidetracked. In conspectu tua sunt in conspectu meo. And then I like to just do this, When I do this, I'm focusing. If you want to memorize this, you can memorize this. I like to, this is one to see the bar is starting to open, so noise is already starting to happen. So thank God we're almost done with this video. Trying to see the time. I really miss my cameraman. Okay, so not too bad. So yeah, in conspectu tua sunt in conspectu me. Mihi in animo. Sit corpus tuam desideres. Clamavit meum in vobis. Sicut voluntas dormis tibi meum sit luna. Ut tibi expergefacto sol calefacit iracundiam in me. Loquantur comede ambulabunt somnus cum mea in mentem tuam. Veniat ad me. You say the person's name, and then you say veniat ad me. I want you to do this minimum of 3 times, maximum of 7. But if you still feel that you want to keep going, then you can do this for 13 times the most. Okay? Numerology has, magic is, I've always said this, magic is a science. So, based on symbols, based on herbs and color, incantation, numerology, and all that good stuff, you'll see the effects of your actual spell. So I know this is a little tongue twister, so before you actually do the spell, I want you to practice the actual Latin incantation. And once, you got the, all the tongue twisters out, then you're able to actually focus. Okay? I think that's it for this spell. Just again, remember, you know, drink lots of water after the spell, because either way you have to drink the actual infusion of the milk. And just again, think before you actually decide to do this spell, okay? My beautiful family, I send you dark blessings. Deus vobiscum. May the gods be with you. I love all of you. I love all of you. I love all of you. Please like this video, subscribe, and share. And until next time, I will hopefully be giving some videos, being that the new year is right around the corner, on how to do how to bring prosperity for the new year of 2015. Woo, okay? So much love, and much love. May the gods be with you. Deus vobiscum, my kin, my clan, my family, and my